Cristiano Ronaldo was proud. He called himself the king of the Champions League. After you have it in your hand, 5 times in this tournament. But it's a story of the past, when your teammates the day before, as Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Nacho Fernandez, and Dani Carvajal, they were crowned for the 6th time in their careers. All turned the pride of CR7 will slowly sink into oblivion if you look at it as a captain, a role that gets less media attention. I think that it's a long way from being deposed. Current number 1 position of Carlo Ancelotti, coach, People Italy. He won his 7th Champions League title. For the rest of my life, overcome the legendary Paco Cento. Don Carlo, to be the individual who raises the Elephant Air Cup the number of times, the most in football history, if you only look at the time, to lead the football teams. 5 times on the throne is an impressive number. Then Zinedine Zidane. It was very fast to get to number 3 in the first 3 seasons of the training profession. But since then, after 6 years, no one is sure Zizou can improve this achievement, or not, or Pep Guardiola, who's made a huge impact on football. The world rushed from one record to another in every tournament he went through. However, in the Champions League, a coach from Catalonia, only 3 times, be enhanced, Elephant Air Cup. Well, in terms of performance improvement, I still appreciate Pep, but together, or famous coaches in the past, can anyone beat Carlo Ancelotti? To be number 1 in football history or not, the people behind you will need at least 2 Champions League titles to balance the performance. Not to mention getting through. That's an interesting question. Thought it was easy, but it takes you a lot of time to think about. Let me give you a short talk about the Champions League era by Carlo Ancelotti. As a coach, he has a total of 5 championships. The same time period. The first was with AC Milan, twice in 2003 and 2007. The other 3 are with Real Madrid. After leading this team for 2 terms, Carlo Ancelotti to Los Blancos and 1 in 2014. Then leave and continue. They will be crowned in 2022 and 2024 respectively. On the other hand, the Italian strategist is the only name. Participated in 6 finals and only lose once. It was the magical Istanbul night of 2005. That's haunted him for most of his career. I was offended by the pig. In the early days of leading Juventus, the lone trophy shows its medal in response. They say that's insulting to the pig. He returned to Real Madrid for a 2nd term. Most people just say you're a dead man. An old man with no taste at the age of 62. By an Italian coach. Lead teams in a lower position, like Napoli or Everton. And the last title he won was the Bundesliga, 2017 with Bayern Munich. I thought it was just a fire, but Mr. Carlo proved it. The trophies he brought back to the traditional room. Los Blancos, the calm experience, manipulation, and leadership ability helped Carlo Ancelotti restore order in the white shirt team. It's still very messy. It used to be Florentino Perez's backup. But it doesn't matter. A source close to Real. He told The Atlantic, Perez sees the position of coach as secondary. The Real president always thought he knows more than any coach. So there's no criteria for recruitment. Real sign contracts with people they can. You have questions at Sao in the late afternoon. Most of the coaches, same time as Ancelotti, always down the day. About world football. While you yourself, can you fly high or not? To be honest, I don't know. Carletto may have been famous for the pine tree scheme. Legend. For 3-1 takes AC Milan to the top in Europe. But when he led Real Madrid, you're standing in the middle of the line. Balance craft in 2013. The turning point in 2014 came when the game was 20 seconds away, with Sergio Ramos' header, or in return for a 2nd term. Los Blancos pressed by Liverpool. But they won the minimum, with only 2 finishes. Just hit the spot recently. The White Vulture also makes its fans sitting still. The attack of Borussia Dortmund. But in the end, it doesn't go there. Real Madrid win convincingly to know. It became the 2nd Spanish team, achieve undefeated victories, to win the Champions League since the 2006 Barcelona season. Even after a classic comeback against Bayern Munich. Semi-final mentor of Carlo Ancelotti, Arrigo Sacchi said, "I had a really bad time watching that game." Carletto replied that Arrigo was a tactic. "We pretend to be dead, and suddenly at the end of the game, we come back and win." For many people, the result is, every process will be meaningless. If there is no result, you play or you go home. You will not be remembered. And with Don Carlo, he's simply making landmarks to become greater. Try asking who. It can extend the time of winning the championship league as long as you. 21 years. It's the time between the first championship and the nearest country location. Ancelotti and AC Milan on the throne. The most famous coaches right now. Pep Guardiola is still a player, or Jurgen Klopp is just beginning his career when leading Mainz 05 with Carlo Ancelotti. He simply trains and wins. In addition, the Italian coach also holds a record. No other money. That's the national championship in Europe's top 5 leagues. From Serie to the Premier League, La Liga to the Bundesliga, you have conquered enough. Everywhere Carletto goes, it's all about this coach. Football is my passion, but I try to manage everything in the simplest way possible. Football is not complicated for me. It's simple even in strategy. Creativity is essential in attacking, but to be defensive, you need organization. I can teach you about the second. It doesn't teach creativity. Carlo Ancelotti once shared. Not obsessed with training style, negative thoughts of attack or defense. Ancelotti has made mistakes in the past. Went to fetishize for too learned under Arrigo Sacchi. To then myself, failed at Parma when he refused to recruit. That's what makes a Don Carlo. It's not rigid of this day because of this. I think that the other side is what makes it. The success of Carlo Ancelotti is that he always creates a positive environment for your players, simply too good to close to the player. It's because of this kindness that he was able to dispel the toxic atmosphere at Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho after taking over the team in 2013. Carlo Ancelotti knows to take advantage of the strengths of existing players while keeping them happy with the system. Then Cristiano Ronaldo to suggest the desired idea to be started on the left wing, then cut into the middle. Ancelotti replied, "As long as you were comfortable. That's what's important." And then he got fired in 2015. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, and Luka Modric, and Marcelo has applied to the board to retain the coach. And now in his second term, the atmosphere and the fun. It's always what the fans see. On every occasion you celebrate. Father Carlo Ancelotti smoking a cigar, wearing sunglasses next to kids like Rodrigo, Vinicius Alaba, or Militao is still an interesting moment. Or a clip of him slowly coming up and dancing. Celebration of the players. Also, people always feel comfortable through the movies. No need to work with you, even in the Carletto strategy. They also build relationships by asking for advice. The student's coach, people often ask John Terry, Lampard and Drogba when they were Chelsea managers. Let's talk to Toni Kroos and Luka Modric about who to change. In extra time, the Champions League semi-final. Back to Man City. Both Pep and Sir Alex Ferguson is a part of history. But look at what Ancelotti has achieved. He is the king of kings more than anyone else. That's what Ruud Gullit said about his one-time teammate at AC Milan. Jude Bellingham, after a successful season, also spoke, "Maybe I help me grow every day. You give me confidence every day. It always makes me feel comfortable. You helped with everything. He made me believe that it could be even better. It may not be possible to create a dominant empire." Sir Alex fears Pep Guardiola, but you can't deny the greatness of Carletto. He saw pictures of Kaká wear Bellingham to help this player go further, turn Pirlo into a deep-lying quarterback, the best in history, or help Cristiano Ronaldo become a striker, to take off the defensive task even though I don't know. So that now CR7 can still maintain the peak career, even at the age of 39, to survive at the top of Europe. Over to decades in training. You have to know how to adapt to the times. Ancelotti may have made mistakes in the past, but you know how to survive. His adaptability is evident in, outside of expertise. Don Carlo's victories were simply to confirm the proposition. The outcome will determine whether you succeed or not. With 5 Champions League titles, Carlo Ancelotti deserves to be the best coach. Football history.